What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you guys with some NFL breaking news. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. But I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So today, NFL breaking news. Star defensive end Maxx Crosby basically stated that if Antonio Pierce, current interim coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, is not re-signed as the head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, that he possibly will request a trade, which is huge news for the NFL. As you guys know, the Las Vegas Raiders head coach last season was fired during the middle of the season, and Antonio Pierce took over as the interim head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. And those guys really took off once Antonio Pierce took over that locker room as the head coach. Those players really love Antonio Pierce, and he also got results. They started to win games down the stretch there in Las Vegas. So I love this move by Maxx Crosby, of him speaking out as him being the face of that Las Vegas Raiders team. Him being a superstar player that he is, one of my favorite defensive players in the league, one of my favorite NFL players in the league. I love this with him speaking out, because we know there is a problem currently in the NFL as far as minority head coaches. There's not many minority head coaches in the league. And I really feel like if these players start speaking out on behalf of some of these minority coaches, that we'll see a change. And I love to see this by Maxx Crosby, him speaking out about how they love Antonio Pierce, how they're speaking out and stating that Antonio Pierce is one of the better young coaches in the league. And I really feel like Antonio Pierce does deserve an opportunity to be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders by the job that he did down the stretch there in Las Vegas. Also, we seen this last season with the Carolina Panthers when they fired their head coach during the middle of the season. Steve Wilkes, who was their defensive coordinator, took over as the interim head coach, and the Panthers also took off and started to win games and things of that nature. The players really liked Steve Wilkes and wanted him to get that head coaching position. They end up hiring someone else. I believe it was Frank Reich at the time. And Steve Wilkes ended up becoming a defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers this season. So I really feel like we have to fix this issue in the NFL. But I love that Maxx Crosby spoke out. Now, on the other hand, as far as our Atlanta Falcons, if somehow, some way, the Las Vegas Raiders fumble the bag and they don't hire Antonio Pierce as the head coach, and they do put the Condor, which is his nickname, they do put Maxx Crosby, Mad Max, on the trading block. If I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I'm making that phone call. We have to have Maxx Crosby on our Atlanta Falcons. If he becomes available, I'm not, to me, no player really is untouchable outside of Bijan Robinson. It may be Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I'm really looking at doing that trade. If we can somehow, some way get Maxx Crosby on this Atlanta Falcons team. You guys know that I love the defensive line. I love the trenches, and that's where I feel like the game is won and lost. If you have a way to get Maxx Crosby on your team, he's one of those guys that's a bona fide stud. He's one of those guys that's going to get you 10 sacks a season, hands down. He's very disruptive, and he's a guy that you would love to have on your team. So somehow, some way, the Raiders don't do right by Maxx Crosby and do right by Antonio Pierce, and they end up having to put him on the trading block. If I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I'm making that phone call, and I'm seeing what we can do to possibly trade for Maxx Crosby, because he's one of those guys, like I said, that can change an organization. Because we're already really good on defense this past season, we were really good on defense. If you add Maxx Crosby, I really feel like he's that type of player that this Atlanta Falcons team is missing. We haven't really had that bona fide stud defensive end, outside linebacker since the days of Johnny Abraham. So if you have a way of getting Maxx Crosby somehow on this Atlanta Falcons team, and you bring in, you bring him in, I really feel like that could be the piece that builds this championship type defense, because we know we already have Jesse Bates on the back end, who's a superstar safety. Somehow, some way you can add Maxx Crosby to this Atlanta Falcons defense, that really would take this defense to another level. With Maxx Crosby, Grady Jarrett, if you somehow can bring back Calais Campbell and re-sign a couple guys, you got Arnold Ebiketie, who started to make waves last year. You had Bud Dupree, who played really, really well. We'll have a crazy rotation, but if the Raiders mess this up somehow, if I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I'm definitely looking at making this move. But I love Maxx Crosby speaking out on behalf of Antonio Pierce, because we have to do better. As the NFL, they have to do better about giving these minority head coaches and minority coaches in general more opportunities at these head coaching positions. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Maxx Crosby. Give me your thoughts on Antonio Pierce. I definitely feel like he's earned the opportunity to possibly be the head coach there with the Las Vegas Raiders. But with that being said, this been your boy Jew. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed, peace.